Thank you so much. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've learned and how we were surprised. We're going to talk about some of the COVID type challenges in the future and some of the cybersecurity issues. Now, as I go through this presentation, some of it's going to be inconsistent because the data is inconsistent right now. Lots of things happening, lots of things that the data still isn't collected, and lots of surprises in store for all of us, I'm afraid. Now, I would have said that COVID was a poster child for a black swan. A black swan is an unpredictable event. It's beyond what people can ever expect and that people don't plan for. Black swans are extreme rarities. For example, the 2008 housing crisis was a black swan. But it's interesting that many people say COVID is not a black swan. A black swan is an unknown. We couldn't have predicted it. COVID is, some people say, is a white swan, which is unknown, but we could have predicted it. In fact, the man that came up with the black swan term says that COVID wasn't a black swan. We knew as a world that there were going to be pandemics, things like this were going to happen, and obviously they have. What's the next one? I don't know. I don't really want to know at this point. We haven't been into our offices in 6 months. And nobody was ready. You know, corporate work at home is starting, but security, you know, we still got things that we cannot work on because they have security requirements, and we can't do it from home, and we can't go into the secure facilities. People starting to work at home, the kids at home at inadequate space, and more. There's a wonderful video by Apple called Work From Home that's just hilarious. It summarizes all of this, the hassles of working from home. So I was wondering, you know, how is this affecting people? How is this affecting productivity? I know I talked to many people, but how is it affecting the world at large? Well, for one of the first thing, if you look at software people and a lot of IT people, they're introverts. So how do introverts react to being home alone? Well, on one hand, it sounds good, right? Leave me alone, I'll do my work. However, Zoom and Microsoft Teams and those things put people into this spotlight that's becoming very intrusive to them. There's too much virtual eye contact. I do a lot of interviews over Zoom now, and I notice I've actually gotten to where I watch the body language and see the eye contact almost like it's live. But for a lot of people, that's really uncomfortable. You know, how do you get real time alone when people can be calling you on Zoom or on Teams or whatever any time of the day or night? Phone calls now, people are turning them into video calls. You know, I used to never show a video. You notice I've got a video showing of myself now because I've got so used to looking at people and looking at their body language. Now, the introverts often prefer to communicate via text, and they often want to turn off their cameras on video calls. Again, I've found that seeing and viewing people really gives me more insight into what's going on, but some people can't handle it. Well, that's the introvert side. The extrovert side, who are energized by being around people, and who now can't visit people, they're home relatively alone, it's hard for them as well. And for businesses, that water cooler talk, the time when people hung around and got some coffee or water or whatever, that's missing. And we're missing all of that. And the extroverts, of course, prefer video to phone calls. I know in my company, I've asked people to join the video meetings we have, you know, 5 or 10 minutes early, just so there's the semblance of a water cooler talk. But it's really becoming difficult for many people. I saw recently that the calls to suicide lines are up 8,000%. Now, some of it's because of people have lost their jobs and other things, but some of it's because of the difficulties of introverts trying to and extroverts trying to deal with this. Well, work from home has been an interesting thing. Employees are saving commuting costs, and they're saving wardrobe costs and lunch and time. Of course, homeschooling is causing all kinds of other issues. We'll look at some of the data on that in a minute, but this has turned the whole world upside down. Now, if you look at the data again, some companies say we're gonna keep on doing work from home, forever. I know, again, we haven't been into our offices for 6 months. You know, we're paying, I'm not sure, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month in office rent, and we can't use it. So we're saying, gee, should we work from home forever, or should we use smaller offices? And lots of people are going through these kind of challenges. And again, we've got the issues of secure work, where it's got to be done inside of a secure facility. We just can't do the work right now. Now, looking at some of the other interesting things, 25% of organizations Gartner surveyed expect 10% of their employees to remain remote forever. 17% expect 20% to remain remote forever. And 4% expect 50%, and 2% expect over 50% of their employees working from home forever. Which brings up all kinds of other issues. So what do you do with the office space, et cetera? 20% of the respondents said they're deferring on-premises technology spend. You know, the cloud is going to really take off. 12% are deferring R&D and other costs. 13% have already cut real estate expenses. I wish we could do that. We're stuck with leases. And 9% plan to cut real estate expenses. The world's being turned on its head. Software productivity. This is some things I hadn't quite expected. And again, you're going to hear me say some inconsistent things because the data is inconsistent. Goldman Sachs says our term is team-oriented. We're going to stay team-oriented. We're going to bring all of our people in. End of topic. Many organizations like Facebook, Fujitsu, and others said that large portions of their workforces may remain working from home forever. I've got 5 kids. 3 of them are in cybersecurity. 2 of them work for Amazon Web Services. 1 works for Microsoft. The one from Microsoft started his job in May, and just out of school, and got a nice apartment in Seattle and moved up there. Has yet to meet live anybody from his team. He's been told that he's going to be working remote from his apartment from now until I think it was January. I've got the 2 boys at Amazon also now working from home, and haven't been in their offices for many months. And this is happening everywhere. And work from home can be a great thing, as I said on the last slide. You don't need to commute, don't need to wear nice clothes, don't have to go out for lunch. On the other hand, communications are difficult, and many people are just struggling with it. Now, there's a company called Chegg Online who claims that they expected a 15 to 20% productivity loss, but actually people became more productive. So we're seeing in many cases additional productivity. People don't have to drive. I live in Los Angeles. You know, we don't have to be on the freeway trying to get to where we're going. There's no chatting with employees, which I think is a problem, but there's not as much time wasted talking to people. No leisurely sitting around in coffee breaks. The ones that don't have to worry about child.
Hi there, I hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Malutis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.